I love pressing the button and she tells me already, recording in progress. Ladies and gentlemen, mostly ladies, but gentlemen, if you're also here, welcome to our cafe chat. Welcome to the PS Business Cafe chat. The reason why we are a cafe is because as an American Latina, Caribbean Latina, roots from the Caribbean. Um, I love coffee. It's a bit of an issue, let's say. Dominicans love coffee, and I am half Dominican, half Puerto Rican. We typically have coffee available all the time. Coffee for me is a bit of a it reminds me of home. And this space, I want it to feel like home. I am joining you. I am connecting with you from my home space, from my dining room table with my hearts in the background, all very, very personal. So that's why I wanted this to be kind of a cafe feeling, like a home cafe feeling. But today I do not have a coffee. I will have a coffee after our little meeting today. Today I have a tea because it's a little bit cold, even though our summer is just starting here in Switzerland. I'm a little bit cold. So I decided to go for a tea in my pretty little pink mug. First off, after the welcoming, how are you all doing? What are your wins for this week, for this past week? Today's Thursday. Almost a week has passed. It definitely has been a week since our last call. What are your wins? Let me know, let us know down below. What have you been up to? If you are just starting out, share with me, with us, what it is that you visualize for yourself. What are your wishes for yourself? What are your goals that you want to set out for yourself for the next week or just in general? Because if you're starting out, everything is brand new. Do you want to decide on which platform you want to focus on? Um, do you want to find out more or learn more about how to market yourself, which is a topic I want to talk about today? Um, all of that stuff, or you want to work on self-worth, another topic I want to try talking about today. Let me know, let me know, let me know, let us know. Because not only are you having a conversation with me, you're also having a conversation. Um, let's say it could be that with your own questions, with your own inputs, that someone else here in our space might feel inspired by it, or it might be a question that they've had themselves and they haven't yet put it out into words, or they maybe don't yet feel comfortable to communicate it out loud outside of themselves. So, everyone, go ahead, write something, put in something down below in the discussion. You're all welcome to. I love it. All right. I wanted to talk about one of the first things about how to get the word out of what it is that you're doing. How do you communicate with others what it is that you do, that you have to offer, what your service is? And how does it feel when you are communicating about what you do or what you have as a product, or, like if you make jewelry, or if you are a tarot card reader, or if you are an energy worker, as I am too. I remember in the beginning, I used to feel really, really self-conscious and apprehensive of sharing what it was that I was doing, what it was that I was really good at, and that I wanted to quasi make a business in. I wouldn't tell a lot of people. I hesitated for a very long time before I even made a website for myself. And the feeling when I first pressed the button to publish my website, I was so scared. I thought about, what are all of these other people going to think? What are the people who are connected to my family going to think? Um, yeah, it's a shame, but it's something that I had to grow through. I had to kind of jump over that, the feeling that people from outside of myself are going to have thoughts and ideas and opinions, and feelings and judgments. They're going to be judging what it is that I do as an energy healer, or a person who talks about spiritual topics, and when our energy is waking up in the body. And I had to reflect that I'm allowed to communicate what it is that I do just as much as everyone else is allowed to communicate and even market and stand by what it is that they do. For me, my greatest example then was in the eye doctor business. So I was a assistant for therapeutic optometrist when I lived in Texas after high school, and I was really, really good at it. I had no problem at all speaking about the service that we provided for our patients. And in this time, when before I pressed the button, publish button on my website, I could go back to the experience that I made in the eye doctor's office and remembered, if they can do it, I can do it. Yes, they're helping people with their eyes, and I am helping people in this way that I am helping people. I am allowed to. I remember our company had a poster board, a billboard, and you could see it on the highway when, you drove by on the Texan highways. There was no issue. There was no questioning. Hey, are we going to be so bold to put out a billboard? And I had to kind of embrace the same kind of feeling for myself too with my services, because it's a beautiful service. So if you are an energy worker and this has also been an issue for you, I totally understand. I totally get it. I've been there. I am reminding you, like after now 10 plus years of being here doing my thing, I am here to remind you, you are allowed to be in that space of feeling proud and knowing that what you do is so good that others want to hear about it. There might be some people, a few people who are like, that's not for me. That's okay. That's all right. We're not for everyone. Who we are speaking to when we are marketing ourselves and our services, our products, which come from the heart, are the people who are ready to work with us, who are ready to purchase from us, and who would love to. It's once we get over that, it's a beautiful space to step into. And this is where it covers the topic of self-worth, feeling that self-worth, having confidence as well in what it is that you are doing, that you are good enough, that you are worth it. Ah, yes. Um, I love to remind you about that. So what I feel like saying right now is, hey, why not we can do like 15 minutes or 30-minute chat calls, um, just you and I, and we can just kind of run through what it is that you are doing, run through what it is that you want to do, where you want to take it, because it's important. So that might be a future thing that I make available for you all. Next note for today. Okay, so we don't that. Hmm, hmm, hmm. I think we're going to, I went pretty quickly through what it was that I want to say on my notes today. But that's okay. So let's just go into the flow. Right now we are in, are we? No, we are not in tourist season anymore. Tourist season was nice. We are now in Gemini season? Is it? Yes, I think so. We are in Gemini season. Gemini season. If you are aware of a bit of the astrological seasons changes, let me know how the difference from Taurus season to Gemini season, if I'm correct. I think I am correct. How that feels to you. Um, for myself, Taurus season feels very grounded, very much in connecting with others, which I have had the pleasure to connect with multiple people, and it's continuing right now. Just set up another appointment to connect with someone for in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. Um, and for me, Gemini season, I find that I have to ground myself. So I think that's what I'm feeling right now is the needing to ground myself and get closer to earth, to the earth. So let me know how these two seasons, this season change feels for you, what you are feeling at the moment, if you're into that, obviously. Another thing I would like to find out is who knows about human design. I don't know too much about it. I am not, big into the details of it. It's a bit complicated for me. Um, what I do know is that I am a manifesting generator. So for me, it's quite normal to have multiple interests, multiple topics that are interesting to me, That's why I not only do my energy work, but I'm also doing this part of my work, my things. Um, I love sharing tips with other people who are trying to do something similar to like the energy work that I also do. So I know that sorry. I know that for some people it's not as easy as I find it to work on the online space. That for some people, working on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or Pinterest or doing newsletters, figuring out which platform is the best for them, what they can even do on which platform, that can be a little bit tricky for some. So if you have any questions about certain platforms, not about algorithms, I am sticking to what feels soft. For me, talk about algorithms and numbers and stuff like that, that complicates things a bit too much for my mind. And if I start thinking about that kind of stuff, it brings me out of my kind of creative zone, my flow vibe. Um, and my wish is to help my businesses exist in a softer way, in a softer flow, because the flow for me is not, it's not only structure. So we can have our flow moving through within, let's say, like it's a stream has that set path that it's going through. So it's okay. It's not something made out of concrete. You know what I mean? It's maybe a strange little example there, but that's what came to my mind. I am ready for this, my businesses, to be allowed to exist in their femininity within a light structure. And a part of this light structure for me means, all right, if I need to for myself, give myself a weekly plan or a monthly plan, then that's what I do. That's a part of my light structure, the light masculine structure that I'm bringing into my businesses. So, weekly plans, monthly plans of what it is that I want to focus on for that week, whether it be particular session topics, or for example, for PS Business Cafe, um, particular topics that are relevant to other entrepreneurs. I can create a weekly content plan, for example. Um, and I think it's important that we don't just stay sitting in the kind of feminine part, but that feminine part is able to feel that support of the masculine structure so that she can flow. What else? What else? Where was that going? What I want to do, and I've talked about this before in one of the past chats, is I want to incorporate more challenges. So, challenges is what something that I did a few years ago. I know I did, I think, a 30-day TikTok challenge for us entrepreneurs. That was fun. So, for 30 days, we committed to, we challenged ourselves, and we did it. We posted small videos on TikTok. So we focused on one platform, and the challenge was for that platform. And I find that challenges can help some of us feel like, yeah, we're not doing this alone. I'm not doing this alone. You know, um, we sometimes wake up in the morning or we have a day where we do not feel like doing much. I have those days. So I will not be surprised if some of you also have days like that too. Um, yes, and my sweater is itchy. Oh. So we're going to do more. I want to incorporate more challenges. So I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, but I have not worked on my YouTube in a long time. Um, I'm also on Pinterest. I also have not worked on Pinterest for a long time. At the present moment, I am working the most on my Instagram accounts and my Facebook accounts because you're able to connect them too. So if I post onto Instagram or even as well Facebook, it will also post onto the Instagram or vice versa. So that's really helpful. Um, so the challenges, I would love to hear which challenge you would like to go on and join. Um, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or Pinterest. Or we can even work on a challenge for our newsletters. If anyone has started a newsletter yet or has a newsletter, we can support each other by a newsletter challenge. Like once a week, we commit to, we are sending out our newsletters. I'm going to take another sip of my tea. So it's grass season at the moment, so that's affecting me a little bit. Sorry. I would love to work on Pinterest. Pinterest is fun. Um, I don't know how many of you are on Pinterest or if you even if you realize how you can use it for your business, for your services or so. Um, that would be a really cool and interesting conversation to have. May be our next cafe chat topic, the Pinterest platform. Let's write it down. Next time. Pinterest and how heart based entrepreneurs can use it. So I'm excited to see you all and see the conversations down below, the discussions, the introductions. Introduce yourself. Um, and let us know a little bit about yourself. Let us know where you are on your business, spiritual business, or heart-based business journey. Um, if there are any topics that you kind of also internally want to look at, let us know, or just write me a private message, no problem. And depending on where you found me at or through, like I said, my main platforms at the moment are Instagram and Facebook and here in school. We can also talk about if you are interested in creating your own community as well, if that's something that would fit into your business vision. I think it's important that we continue repeatedly, often tapping into what it is that we want for our business. Obviously, what it is that we want for ourselves, but also for our business, as it is its own entity that also needs to or would like to feel nourished and feel safe as well as we want to feel nourished and safe and confident. Um, so I know obviously there are the very basics topics that many entrepreneurs go through, uh, especially heart based entrepreneurs regarding money and how we feel in receiving payment for what it is that we are providing. A lot of heart based entrepreneurs, energy workers, for example, feel that, let's say, for example, the kind of work that I do, that should be free. And I do not stand by that kind of thought. What we are doing is is in a way we are sharing something that we are talented with doing. We are sharing not just a part of ourselves, but it's it's like sharing our gift. Um, and we should be paid for that. Paid for that in that there is an exchange, not that we are the only ones who are giving out and putting out energy and effort. We are also allowed to lovingly, appreciatively receive for that which we put out, especially for heart based entrepreneurs, a lot of for many women as well, feminine energy entrepreneurs. Let's remember receiving healthily, lovingly, appreciatively, nourishingly is good for us. And we have to ask ourselves, or should ask ourselves, could ask ourselves, how do we feel with receiving that? Money, for example. So, if you enjoyed this chat today, even though it was a little bit airy, let's say, let me know below. Or let me know what spoke out to you the most today. We are going to see each other next week, and I am looking forward to it. Bye. Have a wonderful week.